Hey guys, today we're going to be comparing the Nike Zoom Fly versus the Zoom Fly Flyknit and finding out which is the best value for money right now. So a big Zoom Fly update is on the cards. It looks like Nike is preparing to update their Zoom lineup, starting with the Pegasus 36 in the middle of June. That means some great deals are likely on both the original Zoom Fly and the Zoom Fly Flyknit. I've seen the original Zoom Fly on offer for as low as £63 recently, which is incredible value for a shoe of this quality. And I've seen the Nike Zoom Fly Flyknit on sale for as little as £83, which is superb value for a shoe that you can get incredible number of miles out of. Obviously there are some considerable similarities and differences between the two shoes, so we're going to go through them in depth. Okay, so starting off with the original Zoom Fly, this features a carbon infused nylon plate. The offset's about 10mm between the heel and the forefoot. You've got Lunarlon foam here in the midsole and fly wires, which help to give the shoe a nice tight kind of locked in feel. You've got rubber here positioned optimally at the forefoot and some at the heel. There's certainly like a sock-like feel to the upper, and I found the shoe to be relatively breathable really, albeit that the actual mesh around the front is a little bit thicker. Certainly a comfortable shoe in the upper, that's one of the big pros of this. So I've worn this for some 5k up to 10k distances and even a 13-mile run at one point. I certainly found this shoe better for shorter races rather than longer runs at lower paces. It just didn't fit the bill for me for that purpose. Certainly I found the toe box to be nice and roomy. It certainly doesn't feel like a shoe where your toes are kind of crammed in at the end. One of the cons of this shoe, guys, you can see that small debris, small little rocks here are getting stuck in the rubber on the outsole, mainly at the very front of the shoe. And there's even a piece here like embedded into the front. This shoe does tend to hold water in. I did use it on a couple of very wet days when I was training, and it does take in quite a lot of water and it doesn't really expel it out that well. The carbon infused nylon plate in this shoe does take a little bit of time to get you used to. If you haven't run in anything like this before, it's going to take a little bit of time before you get used to it. After that 13-mile run, I definitely felt some soreness in my ankle. I don't know whether that was literally down to the shoe, but it is quite a stiff shoe and I haven't had that from any other Nike shoe. So from what I've been able to deem about this shoe, you've got a Lunarlon midsole, which has apparently a very early form of React in its core. That aside, it's got a different feeling shoe in terms of the midsole to the Nike Zoom Fly Flyknit. Certainly the Lunarlon is a lot stiffer. It doesn't seem to have that same responsive feel. I've not had any considerable problems with traction. This shoe did feel good on surfaces that were wet, so not really an issue there. I found this shoe true to size, but I would state always try a shoe before you buy it if you can. Okay, so moving on to the Zoom Fly Flyknit now. This has some considerable differences and some similarities really to the original Zoom Fly. So here you have an incredibly responsive midsole with the React foam. This shoe for me has lasted up to about 250 miles now and it's still going. A real testament to the midsole material. The carbon plate in this shoe, which is the same as the plate in the Vaporfly 4%, does feel very different out the box in comparison to the carbon infused nylon plate within the Zoom Fly. I felt a lot more snap on toe off from this shoe, and it doesn't feel anywhere near as stiff as the original Zoom Fly. The Flyknit upper I found to be incredibly comfortable. It's really supple now actually, the more and more I've worn it. I've worn this across multiple different races and different types of surfaces as well, and I find it an incredibly comfortable shoe. Again, I feel this shoe's true to size. Some people have got some different ideas about the Zoom Fly fit, but I think it's true to size, certainly for myself. I'm a UK 11. The Flyknit material is incredibly breathable. That can be great if you're running in very hot conditions. I did wear this on a beach race and it did let in a lot of water, but it also expelled that water pretty quickly as well. So I really do like the upper on the Zoom Fly Flyknit. Going back to the midsole, I think that the React foam here is certainly going to last you an awful lot longer than the Lunarlon midsole in the Nike Zoom Fly. The midsole material does feel a little bit firmer, but I would suggest that it's a little bit more responsive as well in comparison to the Lunarlon midsole on the Zoom Fly. Nike have stated that the React material they're using in their current shoes is about 30% lighter than the Adidas Boost material. Owning a Adidas Ultra Boost as well, I can certainly chime in and agree with that. It's a fantastic material, this React stuff. I found this shoe to be a lot better for longer runs. The midsole just really does seem to work an awful lot better. It provides a little bit more cushioning for you and doesn't feel anywhere near as stiff. I've never had a bad experience wearing this shoe. On to some of the cons though of the Zoom Fly Flyknit. Some people may find the shoe to be an awfully lot less stable than the original Zoom Fly. It does feel a little bit more narrow, and in terms of the actual lacing system here, which just literally loops into the main upper of the shoe, you're not going to get anywhere near the stability as you get in the original Zoom Fly. The price is a lot higher for this shoe. I paid around about £130 for it when it first came out. That's dropped quite considerably now. I know you can get certain versions of this shoe, certain colourways, for about £83. It is still quite an expensive shoe, but one certainly you're going to get a lot of miles out of. I can see prices falling continually for this shoe as the summer progresses and the new iteration of the Zoom Fly comes out. So certainly a more narrow fit with this shoe, and there's probably a little less room in the toe box. So if you do have a wider foot, might be worth considering the Zoom Fly original. Okay guys, so moving on to conclusions. In terms of the fit, I think I'm probably going to say it's a draw between the original Zoom Fly and the Zoom Fly Flyknit. And why? The fit on both shoes is great, but for different reasons. The Zoom Fly original has a lot more room in the toe box area, and using the fly wires, you get a much more locked down feel. In terms of the Zoom Fly Flyknit, the Flyknit material is really great. It's very soft, very supple, and provides a really great fit. Although if you do have a wider foot, it may be a little too narrow for you. In terms of the feel of the shoe, it's got to be the Zoom Fly Flyknit. I think this has got an incredible feel to it. The midsole material is incredibly responsive, very cushioned, and it just is a really fun shoe to run in. It's a very exciting shoe to run in. You'll be able to push your paces a little bit. You can use this for training or for races really. So I think for feel, it's got to go to the Zoom Fly Flyknit. In terms of durability, the React foam on the Zoom Fly Flyknit is the winner here. You're going to get lots and lots of miles out of this one, guys. I'm up to about 250 on this, and it's still going strong. In terms of the price, I think it's a bit of a draw. If you can pick up the Zoom Fly for around about £60, you're going to get an incredible bargain. It's a really great shoe. It's a fast shoe. It's a little bit less responsive, I feel, than the Zoom Fly Flyknit, but still for £60, a super shoe, and you'll get loads of miles out of it, and a very high performing shoe. For around about £80, if you can pick up the Zoom Fly Flyknit, you're again going to get a really great performance shoe, so that you can go very fast in, and it's going to present great value for money for you. So for that small extra cost, what are you getting? You're getting the React foam, you're getting the carbon fiber plate, as in the Vaporfly 4%. You're getting a really great shoe. So I think spending a little bit extra this time, guys, is worth it. So for the slightly higher cost in this case, I think the Nike Zoom Fly Flyknit is the winner between these two shoes. Hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed this comparison between the Nike Zoom Fly and the Zoom Fly Flyknit. If you've got any experiences with the two shoes, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. That's all I've got for you today. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up and like any of the videos you particularly enjoyed, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll be seeing you.